to end of the year and when it comes to Bitcoin, I can be chilled about it. I can be zen about it because I don't have any plans to sell any of my Bitcoin. Not now, not in the future, or not, certainly not in the immediate future. Bitcoin is something that I am holding for the very long term. So it could be, it could be 100K by the end of the year. I think personally, 100K by the end of the year is possible the way things are going. Obviously, I'm setting myself up for a fall there, but I think it's certainly possible that we could see that level, given that what are we coming off the back of? What was the day before yesterday? The second largest day of inflows into these spot ETFs ever. Almost $1 billion, coming up on $1 billion. I think we over 2 weeks of consecutive inflows now, which shows that the demand is there.
Coinbureau co-founder Guy Turner recently shares his bullish outlook on Bitcoin in a discussion on Digital Asset News. Turner, a strong believer in Bitcoin's long-term potential, is holding on to his coins. He's not interested in selling anytime soon, because he expects Bitcoin's value to rise significantly over time. He predicts that Bitcoin could hit $100,000 by the end of the year, citing strong market conditions as a catalyst. Turner notes the massive increase in inflows to Bitcoin spot ETFs, including a recent near $1 billion single-day inflow, the second largest ever. This sustained investor interest, evident in over 2 weeks of consecutive inflows, suggests robust and ongoing demand for Bitcoin. We will now show you clips of Guy Turner as he shares his bold predictions and insights. As you watch these clips, we encourage you to show your support by giving this video a like and hitting subscribe for your daily dose of crypto news. We hope you enjoy.
Stop. You don't have time. Don't miss out this 2025 bull run. Educate yourself first ahead of the crowd. We have created the ultimate step-by-step crypto cheat guide that will guide you this bull run. Unlock the secrets of crypto and make smarter investments today. Now by clicking on the link below to get your exclusive copy just under $10.
The two main variables that I can see for Bitcoin that could either send it to 100K by the end of the year or keep it below that level are both US focused, as they so often are. And one is the pivot. If that comes, if the Fed starts to reduce interest rates, and the election, because I think, as we discussed, sort of at a fair deal of length last week, crypto is now an intensely political issue, and the more money that flows into the market, probably via the spot ETFs, the more political it will become, the more consequential it will become. So, and as it's currently going, it was last week's stream. I don't think Biden had got round to vetoing SAB 121, had he? But he certainly has now, having, although he did say he would. But I think a lot of people thought that perhaps the administration was sort of leaning more towards crypto now that Trump has come out so firmly in support of it. But then he goes ahead and vetoes it. So I think I don't think it's unfair to say that the current administration, Democrats will be bad for crypto, and Trump Republicans will be good for crypto. So therefore, I think that's the other big variable. If the Fed brings interest rates down, obviously that will free up capital, and I think a portion of that capital could find its way into Bitcoin first, and then in theory the rest of crypto after that. But the election as well is the big thing, and I think what's kind of interesting, or what will be interesting to see, if we go with what current polls are saying, and obviously that is by no means certain, but if we go with what current polls are saying, then it looks like Trump is going to win. And I think it will be fascinating to see who his appointments will be at places like the Treasury, the Fed, and the SEC. He might keep Jerome on at the Fed. I don't know. There'll be someone new at the Treasury. I imagine there'll be someone new at the SEC, given that the current chair is probably the most unpopular person ever to hold that position. So I think that will be fascinating to see who Trump puts in if he wins. That could be extremely consequential. It's going to be a long time before we find out, because we don't even know who his pick for vice president is yet. But that will be really interesting. And of course, there's the usual sort of geopolitical risk as well. And that will be interesting to see, if we did get a big geopolitical thing happen, like let's say things were to get worse in the Middle East or in Ukraine,
right?
How would markets react to that? How would Bitcoin spot ETF investors react to that? Will BTC be seen as a risk on or a risk off asset under those circumstances if things were to get much worse in geopolitical terms? So there's a lot that can happen, but I think on current trajectory, we could see Bitcoin BTC, we could see that at six figures by the end of the year.
Turner sees the Federal Reserve's interest rate decisions as a key driver for Bitcoin. Lower interest rates, which make borrowing cheaper and stimulate economic activity, could free up capital for investment. Turner expects some of this freed up capital to flow into Bitcoin, pushing its price up. But beyond economics, Turner notes the growing political influence of cryptocurrency. Increased investment through spot ETFs raises Bitcoin's profile and political sensitivity. This is further proven by President Biden's veto of SAB 121, despite some expectations for a more crypto-friendly stance under the Democratic administration, which contrasts with Trump's previous support. Looking ahead, Turner suggests that a potential Trump re-election could benefit the crypto market. He believes Trump's appointments to key financial positions might be more crypto-friendly, potentially leading to policy changes that impact Bitcoin's price. With all that being said, let's go back to what Guy Turner has to say.
The EU economy is markedly different to the US economy, and I think they need rate cuts there. I think everyone in the US wants rate cuts, but the US economy seems to have been so strong, seems to have been so resilient, is helped by not being right next door to Russia, and not being sort of previously energy dependent on Russia, that it is able to absorb these higher rates, these higher for longer. Although there have been signs of weakening in the jobs market, etc. But we've been talking about the US possibly having a recession, possibly being in a whole load of trouble ever since we started doing NFA, so for over a year now, and it's held up. Europe, as I say, though, is different. Europe's economy is much more stagnant, and I think the ECB has done this because they feel that they don't have any other option. They have to, if not stimulate, then at least try and ease things to juice the economy a little bit, because European economies are really struggling in relation to places like the US. So I'm not surprised the ECB has cut, and I think that there's plenty of precedent. Sweden and Switzerland, I think, have cut sort of fairly recently. I think the Bank of England was talking about it, although obviously the UK is not part of the European Union anymore. But it's Europe is not in a good place, so it's not surprising. Well, because I think ETH is a vital part of a balanced crypto portfolio. What I would say, though, is that if you've been in crypto for a while now, and my guess is that the vast majority of people watching this probably have been, if you've been in crypto for a while now, you've had your chance to accumulate ETH, and for whatever reason you've passed on that, or maybe you sold or whatever. So that would suggest to me that you don't agree with me that ETH is a key part of a balanced portfolio, which is absolutely fine to do. Like some people don't feel that way. If you've been in crypto for a while, this is not the time to accumulate ETH. I think it's 20% off its all-time high. For making money, there are better opportunities out there, I think. When it comes to someone who's new to crypto, then I think this could be a time to accumulate ETH, because, like I say, I think it's part of a balanced portfolio. I believe that its value will increase a great deal over time. I think it will increase with these spot ETFs, which are working their way through the system, even though I'm not quite sure the demand for them out of the gates is going to be quite what a lot of people are hoping for. but yeah, I think, if this is you, if you're entering the market now, then I think, this could be a time. But yeah, if you're an old hand and ETH isn't a part of your portfolio, I kind of feel you've probably made your bed as far as that's concerned, and now you should just lie in it.
What are your thoughts on Guy Turner's long-term holding strategy for Bitcoin? Do you have a similar approach, or do you prefer short-term trading? Share your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed this video and would like to see more similar content, give this video a like and subscribe to the channel for your daily dose of crypto news. Click that notification bell so you'll always stay updated and never miss out on any important information. Thanks for watching. See you in our next video. For more Daily Dose Crypto News, check out these 2 awesome videos on your screen. Click now and we will see you on the next video.